Hey everybody, welcome. You guys feeling good? I'm feeling great. You know, some days you wake up and you think you have it all figured out. You know, the sky is blue, water is wet, my dog is definitely plotting to steal my side of the bed. But then, you learn something that just completely flips your world upside down. It's like finding out your whole life you've been using a fork wrong, which, by the way, happened to me last week. It was a whole thing. Today, we're diving headfirst into those kinds of facts. The ones that make you go, no way, that can't be real. But I promise you, they are 100% true. My name is Albert, and welcome to Unknown Facts. We are about to go on a wild ride through some of the most unbelievable, jaw-dropping, wait, what? Truths out there. We've got everything from animals doing bizarre things to planets with schedules that make no sense at all. It's going to be a lot of fun, I can feel it. So get comfortable, maybe grab a snack. Just maybe not a banana or a strawberry, until you hear our first fact. It might change how you see your fruit bowl forever. If you're ready to have your mind blown, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel out and you won't want to miss what we have coming up. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, let's talk about something you probably have in your kitchen right now. Bananas and strawberries. You think you know them, right? One's a banana, one's a strawberry. Simple. Well, get ready for this. Botanically speaking, bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. I know it feels wrong. It all comes down to the super specific, very nerdy botanical definition of a berry. A true berry develops from the ovary of a single flower and contains seeds on the inside. But a banana fits this description perfectly. It grows from a flower with a single ovary, and those tiny little black specks in the middle, those are the seeds. The reason strawberries aren't berries is because they grow from a flower that has more than one ovary. And all those little things on the outside that we think of as seeds, those are actually the fruits, and each one contains a single seed. Picture a flamingo. You're thinking of a tall, pink, elegant bird, right? Standing on one leg, looking majestic. They're iconic. They're the supermodels of the bird world. But here's the kicker, and this one is just hilarious to me. There are significantly more fake, plastic lawn flamingos in the world than there are actual living, breathing flamingos. I'm not kidding. The estimated global population of all flamingo species combined is somewhere around 2 to 3 million birds. That sounds like a lot, right? But then you look at the plastic ones. Millions upon millions of these plastic lawn ornaments have been sold since the 1950s. The number is believed to dwarf the population of their living counterparts. The plastic has one. You know how you have that jar of honey in the back of your pantry? The one you bought 3 years ago and you're not sure if it's still good? Well, I have some good news for you. Go ahead and use it. Because honey, real pure honey, never spoils. Ever. Not in 3 years, not in 100 years, not even in 1,000 years. It is basically immortal. Archaeologists have actually proven this. They've been excavating ancient Egyptian tombs, places that have been sealed up for over 3,000 years. And inside they have found pots of honey that were still perfectly edible. So what's the secret? It's a combination of a few amazing things. First, honey is hygroscopic. It doesn't contain much water. This low moisture content is not a friendly environment for bacteria that cause food to spoil. Let's dive under the sea for this next one. We're talking about one of the most intelligent, mysterious, and frankly alien-like creatures in the ocean, the octopus. These guys are incredible, but they're hiding a secret that's even weirder than their camouflage skills. An octopus doesn't have one heart. It doesn't have two hearts. An octopus has 3 hearts. 3. 2 of the hearts work exclusively to pump blood through the octopus's 2 gills. Think of them as the gill hearts. Their job is very specific: get blood, move it over to the gills to pick up oxygen. But here's a funny little quirk about that main heart. When an octopus swims, the systemic heart actually stops beating. It just takes a little break. This is why you'll often see octopuses crawling along the ocean floor rather than swimming for long distances. Okay, I'm going to need you to stick with me on this one. We're about to talk about something a little unusual. We're talking about wombats, those adorable, furry, stocky little marsupials from Australia. But they have a very, very strange secret. Wombat poop is not round. It's not oval. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Yes, you heard me right. They poop out little cubes. The real answer lies within the wombat's intestines. They found that the final sections of the wombat's intestine have varying degrees of elasticity. Some parts are stretchier and some parts are stiffer. The leading theory is that it's all about communication. Wombats use piles of their poop to mark their territory. And if you're going to stack your poop on a rock to mark your turf, you don't want it to roll away. Cubes are perfect for stacking. Let's blast off into space for this next fact, because it is truly out of this world. We're going to our planetary neighbor, Venus. Venus is often called Earth's sister planet because it's similar in size and mass, but that's where the similarities end, and it has a schedule that is just completely messed up. Get this. On Venus, a single day is longer than an entire year. Read that again. A day is longer than a year. Venus has an incredibly slow rotation. It spins on its axis so sluggishly that it takes about 243 Earth days to complete just one full rotation. That is one Venusian day. Venus is closer to the Sun than we are, so it zips around the Sun in just about 225 Earth days. So let's do the math. A day on Venus is 243 Earth days. A year on Venus is 225 Earth days. The day is literally longer than the year. This next story is one of my favorites. It's about the inventor of the Frisbee, a man named Steady Ed Headrick. He didn't just invent the modern Frisbee as we know it. He loved the Frisbee. He lived and breathed Frisbee. And he had a very specific plan for what he wanted to happen after he died. He wanted to be turned into a Frisbee. I'm being completely serious. This wasn't just a joke. So, when Steady Ed passed away in 2002 at the age of 78, his family honored his request. They had his body cremated, and they had some of his ashes mixed into the plastic used to create a special limited edition run of Frisbees. So somewhere out there, Steady Ed is still flying. He's soaring through the air, maybe getting stuck in a tree, maybe being caught by a dog, just like he wanted. It's the ultimate tribute. Okay, look up at the night sky. On a clear night, away from the city lights, it's just breathtaking, isn't it? You see thousands of stars. The sheer number of stars is something we can barely comprehend. So what if I told you that there is something right here on our own planet that outnumbers all the stars in our galaxy? And it's not grains of sand or insects. It's trees. That's right. There are more trees on planet Earth than there are stars in the entire Milky Way galaxy. NASA and other astronomers estimate that there are somewhere between 100 billion and 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. But a major study published in the journal Nature estimated that there are approximately 3.04 trillion trees on Earth. So, even if we take the highest estimate for stars in our galaxy, 400 billion, the number of trees on Earth is still more than 7 times greater. It's an incredible testament to the life on our own planet. Every country has its national symbols. The United States has the bald eagle, strong, majestic, a symbol of freedom. Australia has the kangaroo. Canada has the beaver. These animals are real. They represent the spirit or the wildlife of their nation. Then there's Scotland. Brave, beautiful, historic Scotland. Their national animal is the unicorn. Yes, the unicorn. The mythical, horned, magical horse that we all thought was just in fairy tales. The unicorn has been a Scottish symbol for centuries, first appearing on the royal coat of arms in the 15th century. In Celtic mythology, unicorns were associated with chivalry, nobility, and raw, untamed power. Even today, the unicorn is all over Scotland. You can see it on castles, on crests, on historic buildings. And I think it says something amazing about the Scottish spirit. A love for myth, for legend, for magic, and a refusal to be boring. We all know that wars can be long, drawn-out, terrible affairs that last for years and years. But what about the other end of the spectrum? What was the shortest war in recorded history? A week? A day? An hour? Get ready for this one. The shortest war in history lasted for a grand total of 38 minutes. That's it. 38 minutes. That's less time than it takes to watch an episode of a sitcom. This blink-and-you'll-miss-it conflict was the Anglo-Zanzibar War, and it took place on August 27, 1896. The two combatants were the United Kingdom and the Sultanate of Zanzibar. At 9:02 a.m., the British warships opened fire on the palace. The bombardment was devastating. By 9:40 a.m., the Sultan's flag was pulled down, he had fled, and the war was over. The whole thing lasted somewhere between 38 and 45 minutes. And there you have it. 10 facts that sound completely fake but are 100% true. Isn't the world a wonderfully weird place? From wombat poop shaped like cubes to a day on Venus that lasts longer than its year and fruit that isn't what it seems. I feel like my brain has done a full workout today. I hope you had as much fun as I did diving into these incredible truths. Which one of these facts blew your mind the most? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a blast, and I hope you did too. The world is full of these amazing, unbelievable stories and facts, and that's what we're all about here at Unknown Facts. Before you go, please do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks again for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.